Yeah, you know what? You could go down the top of the
Oh, that was really smart.
This way, nothing's laughing. Yeah, I even said it to Vito. I'm texting her. I'm like, how's the sound? But yeah, so far, so good. It's actually very cool.
All right, so we're going to kick things off, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. I know what a wonderful and important night this is. Feels like it was just mine not very long ago. So I'm thrilled to have our chamber orchestra perform live for you tonight. It is the first live performance we've had in a very, very long time. And we're so thrilled to fill this room with music and start this evening right. We're going to play for you a piece by Henry Purcell called Rondo. You may have heard it before. It was composed in 1695. It was right in the heart of the Baroque era. And it's been a fun piece that we've been working on. So sit back, relax, and enjoy. Thank you. Thank you also very much for your partnership. Congratulations to everybody.
Thank you, Mr. Parada, as always. Welcome, everyone. This is our first event this evening. We had our art show. I hope you get a chance to go take a look at that in our cafeteria. And then our performance here. I think this is the first time we've had an evening like this, which is extremely special for all of us. And it's extra special because it's a night where we honor and celebrate our teachers who are up for tenure. And it's wonderful to see so many people here with their families. So welcome to our families and guests who have so much to be proud of, as we do. So, this night is a special one for all of us, administrators particularly, because it's a night where we stop and we really, again, honor our teachers. And I do want to actually thank Ms. McLaughlin for coordinating all of this. We had a conversation. I said, well, can we do this in person? And she just made it happen. Believe it or not, I don't know how, but this event is really beautiful. I also want to thank our student council who actually, the flowers, the corsages, and the boutonnieres we have, they're from our student council. So I want to make sure we thank our student council. So this evening, we are honoring 16, actually 15 teachers and 1 administrator. That's pretty incredible for one school year that we have so many people that we're honoring. Psychologists, teachers, E&L teachers, special ed, science, mathematics, and elementary. So there is a lot of honoring here tonight. I, along with others, have had the opportunity to visit classrooms and watch our teachers who we are honoring this evening, to see them in action, and really for the past couple of years. And what we have seen is your passion for teaching and trying different ways to reach your students, especially this year. Tenure is an important milestone in an educator's career. It comes with great responsibility for children, where you inspire hope, ignite the imagination, and instill a love of learning. Responsibility of remaining committed to practicing the same life skills that we expect our students to apply in our classrooms, such as perseverance, collaboration, communication, and integrity. We are proud of all of you and grateful that you have chosen to work here in our district in Garden City. We hope that you have a long, long career here. And it's truly, I hope you really remember today and you really see this as being a gift. It's a gift to be an educator, for us to have a hand in our children's lives here in Garden City. So congratulations to you all. And I'm going to turn it over to Dr. Smith.
Good evening. My name is Joe Howland, school board. First of all, I want to say congratulations to everyone who's received tenure this evening. I look forward to our our meeting later, and the board is excited to approve and grant tenure to each of you. You all have worked extremely hard. The various people, the principals, the administrators have all spoken extremely higher of you, as we have seen the evaluations of everyone over the last several years. We have 1 administrator, and we have 3, 6, 9, 14 or 15. My eyes aren't too good. Others that are being granted tenure. But from the board to you all and to your families, I have 2 educators in my family. My father and my brother are both educators. I know what the importance of this is, and I hope you all carry on the great tradition of what Garden City has delivered to these children over the years, children being a set of them that have gone through the school district. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Kevin Steingrim, the principal here at Garden City High School. I guess this is the receiving line where you would not shake hands. Okay. So Garden City High School has 5 teachers receiving tenure and being recognized tonight. So for each of those 5, I'll tell a little bit about what you may not know or you may not see even if you walk into the classroom to see these teachers. So I'll start with Steve Below. Mr. Below, come on up. Steve is business teacher here at the high school, and he does great things in the classroom, like Shark Tank. We did one year where students presented their business ideas, and I can't wait to have that back because cake pops is all I have to say. There was a cake pop class, and it's just delicious. But what you may not know about Mr. Bolello is what he does outside of the classroom. FBLA, he's a coach, soccer coach, girls varsity basketball coach. This year, when the pandemic hit, the New York State FBLA championships were canceled, but Steve had purchased his own airplane ticket to go to I think it was Rochester. He bought his own plane ticket to support our students that were going to be competing in that. It was canceled due to COVID, but he went ahead and did that because he's dedicated to his students. The other thing about Steve Bolello is he plays basketball, as do I, and Friday mornings, pre-COVID, we would match up and go head-to-head, and I can't wait to return to that, and we'll be doing it for many more years. Thank you very much. Congratulations. Okay, Stephanie Parkes. Stephanie's a Spanish teacher here at Garden City High School, teaching right now currently a level 3 and 4 college level classes. What you can't see from Stephanie is what's under the mask, and it's unfortunate that all year we haven't seen that smile because the smile doesn't end. It's all day, every day, in every class. Her students are so lucky to have her class. I remember when you came in for your demo lesson 4 years ago and how you just blew us away. It was just amazing on the very first day. And one of our staff members, Mrs. Powell, when she saw you, she mentioned to me, Mrs. Powell is someone who I value as a person. We worked in a previous district together. And she said, that's my son's Spanish teacher. She said, you have to hire her. And so we did. And we're very lucky and we're very happy that we did. Congratulations. Meredith Foley. Congratulations. Meredith is a chemistry teacher here at Garden City High School, and not just a chemistry teacher, our AP chemistry teacher, which is up here. It's one of the toughest classes you can take in any high school anywhere. And when you have someone new coming in and taking the most challenging course of the challenging students, you wonder, how is this going to work out? Are the students pick up on it? Are they going to move away from AP Chem? Where is the program going to go? But almost immediately we knew we, again, made the right choice. Because the program thrives and the program grows. Who would think that you would have multiple classes of AP Chemistry? And now we have a chemistry club in addition to that. It's such a great impact that we have now that Meredith is with us. And what you may not know is Meredith is an actual chemist, scientist person, not just a teacher. So she came in, we were in a class, Dr. Sinha and I were in there recently, right? Once the lab coat comes on and the big guard comes up because it's going to be some kind of cool experiment where something explodes and goes on fire, you know it's going to be a good lesson. The students love it, and this was a hybrid lesson. You had students that weren't even in the class, and this was being done virtually, and even those students, are interested and latched into everything we do. So thank you for the value you bring to our program. Congratulations. George Harrison. Congratulations, George. George started with us actually many years ago as a substitute teacher, and I got to know him as a supervisor at that level. And then he left us, and then he came back. And George is a physics teacher, and he also teaches physics. So he is a all-around physics guy, and again, the value that you bring to our program, we're looking long-term, like you are going to be the physics program here at the school. This summer, when we were trying to figure out how we could possibly teach things like physics and other science classes, George was here with his colleagues, the other physics teachers, and setting up and trial and error, like science experiments, how to best create an atmosphere and basically a TV studio in their classrooms so that the students at home, whether they're remote or hybrid, are going to be able to have a quality learning experience, even though they weren't in the classroom with the students. And the time and the effort that you and colleagues put in then, really shows the compassion that you have for your job and the dedication you have to our students. For that, we thank you very much. And Kate Shield. Kate teaches earth science with us and also Project Lead the Way, which is, it's a college level engineering program in grades 9 through 12, and Kate is now the teacher at the entry level, in the 9th grade level. And again, also teaching earth science because she's an actual geologist. Again, a scientist that we have in our science program. What you can't see and what you don't know is what Kate does for the students in her class that are not your students that would typically be thriving in science classes, whether they're special ed students, 504 students, or ENL students that are struggling with the English language. And she is a superstar working with those students, and the colleagues that work with her, whether as a co-teacher or an ENL teacher, continually tell us what a pleasure it is to work with you and everything that you do for our students. And for that, we thank you. That's it for the high school tonight. Dr. Edwards.
I'm not as good as Kevin. I have to actually have paper in front of me. Welcome, everyone, and congratulations to everyone. I'm going to start with Mary Anthony Athanasopoulos, better known as Mimi, much easier to say it. So I like to tell little stories like Kevin was doing about people that are receiving being recommended for tenure. So Mimi's here with her husband George and her father Andreas. And I have to admit, before I came to the middle school, because I was an elementary principal for a long time, I had no idea what FACS was. I had no clue what it stood for. And I didn't realize the importance of it until I came to Garden City and to the middle school. And Mimi has helped revamp our family and consumer science program. But Mimi actually started in fashion and went to college in the city for fashion. But that wasn't fulfilling enough for her. She decided to transfer to Queens College because she found that there was a course there, this FACS course, that she could teach kids real life skills, including lessons about her passion, which is fashion. So moving on though, so Mimi was inspired by one of her professors that taught FACS in Syosset, and that's what she was at the time, while she was in college. And she felt that a course like FACS would check off everything that she would want to do in her career, including fashion. So she went for the interviews in Garden City. She was very excited. She actually was doing some real estate back in college and fell in love with Garden City. And she was driving. She went for the interviews, and Maureen Appariatis actually called you to offer you the position you were driving, pulled over and offered her the position. And 4 years later, here we are with me being recommended for tenure. And I couldn't be more proud to recommend her. Just recently, I received an email from a parent. Actually, she did. The parent wrote, "I am not sure how you did it, but my son Jonathan made me breakfast. He even cleaned up the kitchen and the floors. Since he learned everything in your course." So, Mimi comes from a big Greek family and loves cooking and celebrating family, and she does that exact same type of thing within our FACS program, and she does it really well. Mimi is focused on detail, the standards. Her food truck unit, which I observed a couple of times this year, was very exciting. I learned how to open up my own little food truck, which is kind of cool. But colleagues and students love her. She is flexible, reflective, humble, friendly, and so deserving of this recommendation. Congratulations, Mimi. Maureen Daniello. So 19 years I'm an administrator, and honest is the truth. Maureen is one of the most, if not the most, dedicated and compassionate special education teachers you'll ever meet. You have one conversation with her, and you will come away understanding why she is so respected. Maureen, I know, is joined here by her mom, Patty, and her fiance, Chris. Maureen is getting married in 4 days, Saturday. She is registered at, no, so not only is she revered, Maureen reveres the profession. Her cousin, listen to this, her cousin was recently at a crossroad in college as a bio major. She wasn't sure if she wanted to go into healthcare. So her cousin's parents said, just go into teaching. Miss Danielle's response, I wasn't in her house, she told me this. Miss Danielle's response, you just can't go into teaching. It's a calling, and you have to have a passion for it. And she does. Like Mimi, Maureen didn't go directly into her current certification at first. She actually was majoring in physical education. She went to Towson and Hofstra and majored in PE and health, but then she got a job as a TA working in Levittown, and what happened there? She started to fall in love with working with students with special needs. While she was doing this, she began to find her true love and her true passion, so she went back to school and found her niche and went for another master's in special education. And here she is now, all these years later, being recommended for tenure, but she still has that hunger for PE, so she coaches softball and volleyball and soccer. She always wants to be part of the bigger picture and the Garden City community at large. Maureen loves working with self-contained students. She feels a connection. It makes her an even better person, and she loves to celebrate every victory, large or small, with them. Maureen is a powerhouse of an advocate for her special education students. She makes her students feel valued and proud regardless of their disability. There's no such thing as a one-size-fits-all approach in her classroom. She modifies instruction, she follows IEPs in a masterful way. Maureen is here to teach, to work, and to make a difference, and for no other reason. So she's also doing her Wilson certification now. She never stops. She's constantly on the move. Miss Danielle always tries to remember where kids come from and the unique set of challenges they bring to school. Simply put, their lives matter to her. Congratulations, Maureen. And Jenna, I love saying Jenna, I wrote his name right. Jenna DiLorenzo, congratulations to you. So Jenna is joined here by her mom, Connie, and her boyfriend, Greg. So Jenna always wanted to be a teacher. She was one of those, you know, when you're a kid and you always want to be a teacher and you tell your parents, "Can you buy me a chalkboard?" Right? And you know, parents love that, chalk all over the house. She used to skip lunch in 5th and 6th grade so she could help teachers. She worked at a preschool right out of high school. And like Mimi and Maureen, she originally majored in something else. She was a major in elementary education. But her real passion was for mathematics and not for teaching so many different subjects. Those elementary teachers, it's not easy. Her professor saw that in her too and inspired her to go into secondary math education. So she went for her master's degree in mathematics and student taught right here in this school. So Jenna really worked hard to become a teacher, and she's at the forefront of technology, especially during this remote learning, this hybrid year, this pandemic year. She's one of the first people that the other teachers were going to when they weren't sure how to use some of the instructional technology that we were first using. She loves being part of the larger community and being visible for her students. Her rigor is very high in the classroom, but she does it with patience, love, and encouragement. I've seen it myself. She always wants to reach kids. You walk into her class and you immediately feel the "I can do this" attitude. She values professional development and doesn't get credit or college credit or any kind of classes because she wants a pay raise. That's okay too. But she does it because she truly wants to get better at her craft. She's always in the building early, leaves late. She's truly dedicated. So a parent fairly recently summed it up about Jenna in an email that was sent to the administration. This parent said, and I quote, "Garden City is truly blessed to have such a special person and teacher working in our district." Congratulations, Jenna. I just wanted to close by saying each one of these 3 teachers is smart, hardworking, and can teach a mean lesson. But that's great teaching. They are also, and more importantly, exemplary teachers. They are great role models and the whole package. Congratulations.
Good evening. My name is Linda, and I'm the principal at Stewart, and I have the distinct honor of introducing 5 wonderful educators who are being recommended tonight for tenure. So congratulations to them. When hiring a teacher, psychologist, or any employee for a school district, you look for certain characteristics: creative, dedicated, passionate, caring, grateful, innovative, excited, and motivated. Well, we found that in all 3 of these ladies. So, Mrs. Sedager, come on down. Okay, I have to ask for this face mask. Kindness matters. Can you tell she's our school psychologist? So, Monica actually didn't start at Stewart School. She actually started at, somewhere back there is Mrs. Belvin. There she is, Hemlock, where she still spends part of her week. And Monica has been part of the district for quite a few years. First, she started as a lead, and then she became a probationary psychologist. And I remember when she was assigned, you know, a psychologist in administration, you have a special kind of relationship because they really get to know their students so intimately, and the children and the families, and sometimes has to be the sharer of some difficult information. So you want to make sure you have a great psychologist in the building. And I know Mrs. Granville's saying, "Oh yeah." And so Audrey shared with me the following. She said, "Oh, Lynn, you're going to love her. She's organized," which helps me, "caring, kind, dedicated, and always does best for her students. She's an active listener. Parents truly feel she takes the time and explains the process. And this proves so important, especially in that primary level or that initial evaluation, when parents really aren't sure what the different paths are. And you always take the time, no matter how long it is, to make sure that they understand everything and that they feel comfortable moving forward. And she's so supportive of our teachers and for the teachers that are here tonight celebrating. And I can see them shaking their heads. Yep, that's her. Yes, that's her. She's always there for them because sometimes, especially for our new teachers, that's unknown territory for them also. And you just take them down and you walk them through it. So thank you for that. And I truly, she ensures that the teachers and providers truly understand the unique needs of their students and guides them. And I know that our students, and hopefully always at Stewart and Hemlock, have you on their side. So thank you very much. Oh, Elizabeth Snyder. More appropriate to say Elizabeth Stevens. Yes. So welcome, Mr. Stevens. So nice to meet you. You know, lucky Liz, she found the love of her life, and then the pandemic found them when they were supposed to celebrate their marriage. And when you talk to Liz and you say, "Oh, Liz, I'm so sorry," she would just say, "No worries, it's going to happen." That's Liz. She's so adaptable. She never, ever overreacts, panics, worries about anything. She just takes it day by day, and it's just so beautiful to see. So yeah, a couple of weeks, so congratulations, 2 lucky weeks of the marriage. And what was Liz's big concern? Would it be okay if I took 1 day? I'm like, 1. But that, she wanted to be that for her students. So you speak to, in addition to all the adjectives, because those 7 or 8 adjectives that I used in the beginning really encapsulates everything about you. You are so adaptable. Every day, you do what it takes to make your students successful. It's never about your lesson, it's about what they need and able to learn. And that's all we aspire to have all our teachers do. You are a magician when it comes to students that struggle with social and emotional needs. Maybe taking that student to the back and making that tuna fish sandwich, yet you can laugh, but it meant the world to that child, to their parent, and to us, that you took the time to make that just perfect sandwich for that child so he could continue his day successfully without the hiccups that could have occurred, or the many breaks that you have to take, or giving up your lunch to make sure a child's okay, or calling the parent and relaying some difficult information, but what you did to make it successful for them. And it was never about you, but what you needed to do for your child. So I cannot say, and you know, she's from upstate, and she has to remind me that it's really not upstate. And then I remind her that her calm ways is because, you know, where are you, like Buffalo? No, no. So anything in Westchester is upstate to a Long Island girl. So, Liz, congratulations. We are so very lucky to have you. Laura Shotgun, I see your beautiful daughter next to you. Is she going to come up too? Is she going to be that teacher like mommy? No? All right. You guys, just in case anybody doesn't know who she is, it says it there, just shut it. So 3 years ago, Laura was hired as a reading specialist at Stewart School. And I do remember your demo lesson over at Stratford School in the interview. And we're like, oh, I hope we get her in time because timing is everything, and the timing was perfect for us to get you. And so reading specialist, doing a great job. You worked an entire year to become a Wilson trained, certified trainer, and then the pandemic hits. And then we're like, Lord, can you be a second grade teacher? It's Audrey that says it all the time. We're gonna make lemonade out of some lemons this year. And boy, have you made a lot of lemonade. Before school started, I walked into her classroom and I'm like, we have castles. Every child's desk was decorated for our kings and queens, for our princes and our princesses. In second grade in room, what is it, 209? 209. But it was just more than making the children feel special that first day. What you did from there on is going to help our entire school. Because the intimate knowledge that Laura has on her students is unbelievable. Yet she got to cheat with all the interventions from reading, but she did the same for the math. She made sure we have a thing here in schools that's called instructional support team, and you come and you share what's needed for your child, and you have to bring data, you have to talk about it. Well, guess who's teaching our whole staff? You are, because you bring such knowledge and able to share it in such a great way that when we talk about value added, boy, you're adding a lot of lemonade to student school. And we really appreciate it. We appreciate the flexibility. I mean, going into a second grade, hi, it's Lynn, how does second grade sound this year? And you're like, I got it. And no less, oh, you're E&M certified, right? You're gonna put a couple of students that, yep, got that too, check, check. So you're truly a model about your flexibility, and we thank you for everything that you did this year. I actually said to her, you love second grade so much, but she also loves reading, so she's looking forward to going back to reading next year. You're a natural born teacher. Thank you for all that you do. Catherine Lara. What a fine you have been for Garden City. I think she gets, no. Oh, you get nervous? She was truly a find for Garden City. So we had an ENL teacher. We adored her. And then she resigned because she wanted to be closer to home. It was like heart. Can't find very, ENL teachers. You have to find good ones. But no fear. Catherine was here. She became our ENL superhero at Stewart School. Being the teacher of numerous students who have either just come to the U.S. or brought up in a home speaking primarily another language, it's no easy task coming to a school. You feel different sometimes. Students feel different. You made them feel so welcome. Her first year here, she worked along with a colleague, invited all the families of her ENL students, brought them into room 131 at Stewart School. Dr. Sinha, the first year, and Dr. Canoni happened to be in the building. Boy, did they enjoy that day. Not only was it so special to hear the cultural things that they brought, the pride that they brought from their homes and from their countries, but the food. That was pre-pandemic when we could do those things, right? Bring food. I was like, where's the desserts today? But it's amazing what you did to bring these children out of their shells. And this year, surprise, Catherine is a second grade teacher. And yes, she has children with ENL also. But we had a child mid-year come to our school from Haiti. Not maybe 5 words of English, maybe. Now, you see her coming down the hall, it's like, hi, and hello, and a ton of words. And Stu, your hard work. You make everybody feel so special. Thank you for everything you do. Janine and Desiree, when I was listening to Eric speak about Maureen, I was like, boy, did you get lucky? Because not only did you get Maureen, but you got Marlena Patasana, which took me 3 years to say your name. So come on down, Marlena. Every teacher will hand an administrator, myself included, when I was a teacher, a resume and say, you have to interview this one. And I'm like, yes, thank you. I'll take a look at it and we'll do a screening. Well, Lee Dowden came to me. Yeah, but we got her. We trained her. Yes, she did. Oh, we have her. But Lee said, you have to meet the student teacher. She's one of the million, Lynn. And I'm like, all right, Lee, sure, I'll take the resume. Smart move that I did. Smartest move. And the lucky two ladies that are in charge of PPS, because they have two brand new, hopefully in a couple of hours, an hour, recommended for tenure. When you hire a special ed teacher, the committee always talks about the desire to find a candidate who can do it all. How lucky Garden City was to find you, or Lee and Mrs. Boda. Marlena has been a special class teacher, a co-teacher, a resource room teacher, and this year, she's doing a lot more than that. She's doing it all, including remote teaching, one-on-one. And when Dr. Sinha and I went through, it was amazing what she was doing with the student from a special class. It's just simply amazing. We were in awe of your talents. Your excitement and passion for learning new things is evident with each new program, training, or the class that you explore. You're an educator who just doesn't want to stop learning. So keep it up, young lady, and we are so very, very lucky to have you. So congrats.
Right. Hi, everyone. I'm Eileen Boda, principal of Stratford School. I don't have as many people as Ms. Norton's at, but that's okay. I've got three amazing people to talk about today, and Dr. Sinha said, teaching is a gift. I read to my faculty a book called The Magical, Mystical, Marvelous Hope, and of course I'm going to talk about a book because why would I not talk about it? Literacy is my passion. So this book talks about a character who has a magical coat, and on the coat are different buttons, right? And I think that's the work of educators. Is each button goes to a child or family that's different, and each child needs something different, or each family needs something different, and that's what we do as educators. So I have the pleasure of talking about three amazing educators that are receiving tenure today in Stratford. And I'm not going to look at her because I'll start crying. So the first one is Lindsay Werner, and I love telling this story about Lindsay. I think she probably hates that she told me about this in her interview. But I love telling the story that Lindsay Werner is such a dedicated teacher that the teaching profession really gravitated towards her. She actually stayed in a shelter and worked in a shelter with students. And part of the requirement was to actually live there with the children. So I think that speaks beyond levels of dedication to children and dedication to the work. When you walk into her classroom, you'll find her singing with her children. You might find her pull her flute out at some point, or she might be doing that at a holiday festival. But you'll see her engage with kids at any different level, whether it's a video that the kids are watching her in the video, do a small group lesson with them, whether it is her meeting with kids in small group just to coach them on their working together in terms of building relationships and partners. This year, part of our passion was cultural responsive teaching, and she jumped right on board. She was part of the summer curriculum group that I led with Ms. Norton, several teachers from both sides of town, as well as the primary school teachers that worked with us. And she created videos and created lessons that really looked at and engaging kids into their own identity and thinking about themselves and who they are and what they bring to our culture and our community. So, not talking anymore, because I feel the tears coming on. So anyway, Ms. Wernick is a dedicated individual that I can't say enough how much she touches the lives of children, and I'm so blessed that you're at our school. Dan side. Another person who has the passion and compassion for students. He is a special education teacher and at heart, a dedicated individual. He gets to know his teachers, his students in ways in which that you'll never understand. One day I called Dan during the pandemic and I said, hey Dan, I'm gonna do a poetry recording in Spanish to the children to celebrate cultural awareness. I said, do you wanna, do you think you could do something? And Dan's like, yeah, I'll read something in Hebrew. And he did. And of course I have a Raymond Donuts here as well for us supporting Stratford School, who also read a poem in Greek, and several other teachers in many different languages, and we put it all together in a video clip. Dan is one that is not a person that never stops learning. He is constantly trying to learn new things. Again, I'll bring back to the pandemic because I think we've all been blessed, by that experience. I called Dan one day about Pear Deck, and before you know it, Dan's on the workshops. He's attending all of them. He's turnkeying it now at Ed Camp at Stratford Health, and runs with the ideas. And he's such a dedicated individual. No matter what time of day I call him, and sometimes I call him on a weekend or on a holiday break and say, Dan, this is not working for me. Can you help me out? And he really is. He has such a kind heart, and I'm truly blessed to be working with you. And he's a new father who is born a week ago and is already giving him help. But nonetheless, God bless you. Last is Mr. Hardigan. As I'm sure the board knows, and as sure as Dr. Sinhat, all administrators know, finding the right administrator for a school district or a building is so key and important, right? And Chris really encapsulates everything that Garden City did. He is such a dedicated individual. Both his background in general education and special education has come into play in our experiences together these past 4 years. Several years ago, I had an AP that I love dearly. I still keep in touch with her, and she got a principalship not too far away. And I have always been searching for someone who could be that same partner with me, and I found that in Chris. And he comes to Stratford School with such dedication. To give you some ideas is that Chris usually, I don't know, we gravitate to the kids that really struggle a lot, and so they are our favorite, children to work with. And a challenge it is sometimes. And Chris will create contracts with the teacher, and in that contract is that they have a check-in with him, and they meet him for lunch, or he might be, calling them and giving a good report to parents at home, or he might be taking my phone call of oh my God, we've got to quarantine the following classes, and it's Christmas Eve, and we both just finished a nice Christmas Eve dinner, and here we are all calling a quarantine on a quick request, I think it was, right? But at the same time, Mr. Hardigan knows what it means to be a leader, and an instructional leader is key, that we model and emulate what we want to see in our classes with our teachers and with our students. And so he, a couple of years ago, took the show on the road with Dr. Kanoni, and they created a video to model best practices. Remember that, guys? And we shared that with our faculty and staff to share some of the practices that we were looking to implement in our school building. But not only that, he continues that same way of coaching and mentoring, whether it's bringing what he learned at the Writing and Coaching Institute and coaching teachers in the classroom, modeling lessons, or it's the teacher talk that he's currently involved in with Dr. Kanoni as well. And so he continues to bring an added value to our district. So I'd like to just thank everyone who received tenure today for your dedication to the children, and a special thanks.
Again, congratulations to everyone, and we wish you the best here in Garden City. And again, go back to this thing, think about it, it's a true gift to be an educator and to be here in Garden City. It's a great place, and we're looking forward to seeing you continue to grow here. All right, thank you, everyone. Of all of our
Everyone look here and smile, count 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, one more. Smile and then I'm gonna pass sign. 1, 2, 3. Great, thank you. Congratulations.